The story, full of thrills, begins with a bus shown traveling in the middle of the night. However, there weren't many passengers on the bus. Inside the bus, we see a lady named Anna, who is sitting comfortably. Another man, Freddy, is also sitting on the bus. They are both strangers to each other and aren't even looking at each other. Suddenly, Anna's handkerchief falls to the floor, and Freddy helps her pick it up. Amidst all this, their conversation begins, and they sit in the side seats, chatting for a while. During their conversation, Freddy starts to like Anna and tries to know more about her. In the beginning, Anna feels nervous because Freddy is a stranger, and she doesn't usually talk to strangers or share personal things. But Freddy quickly takes out a pencil and paper and draws a beautiful picture, revealing that he's an artist and writes comics. Anna is quite impressed by this and starts talking to Freddy more. In fact, Anna works as a nurse in a hospital and is very hardworking. The two quickly become good friends, and later they realize that they live in the same town. The mutual respect between them, along with the little things they shared, helped build their bond. They had become really good friends. However, soon after, they discover that their bus had met with an accident, and the scene goes blank. Then, some memories from Anna's childhood are shown, where she is spending time with her mother. She looks very happy with her mother during her childhood. But suddenly, Anna wakes up in the present reality. She realizes she's very late for work at the hospital, so she quickly gets ready and heads out. However, she is shocked to find that there is no one around. When she reaches the hospital, there are no patients or doctors. The entire place is empty, and this leaves Anna in a state of shock. Not even any animals or birds are visible outside, and Anna can't figure out what is happening. She checks everywhere but doesn't meet a single person. This scares her a lot, and she starts running from one place to another in panic. Anna begins to wonder if she is still dreaming. After wandering around for a while and finding no answers, she decides to go back home and sleep, hoping that when she wakes up, everything will return to normal. But a little while later, when Anna opens her eyes again, then, Anna hears some noise coming from a nearby house. When she steps outside, she realizes that everything around her is still in the same position, all the people are gone, and she is alone in that place. For the moment, she heads towards the noise to see what is going on. Suddenly, a man appears in front of her, and it turns out to be none other than Freddy. Anna is overjoyed to see Freddy, as she feels like maybe she has really died. Freddy explains that he's going through the same kind of experience, and there is no one else around. Their situations are identical, and they realize they can help each other. Anna and Freddy visit their friends' and family's homes, but all of them are empty. So, Anna suggests to Freddy that they should go to the police station and file a complaint, hoping they might get some help. They head to the police station, but it too is completely deserted. They are left wondering which world they have entered or if this is all just a dream. Freddy finds a radio in the police station and tries to turn it on to establish some connection, but no signals are connecting. After searching the station with no luck, Freddy finds a gun for protection and keeps it with him. Now, Anna and Freddy immediately get in the car and drive to the other side of the city, hoping that by moving further away, they might find some answers. As they continue traveling, they stop when they see a strange sight outside the town. In front of them is a thick wall of black fog, and nothing beyond it can be seen. Freddy gets out of the car and approaches the black smoke, touching it. As soon as he touches it, the black smoke begins to enter his body and moves forward. Though nothing happens to him at that moment, Freddy senses that it is something dangerous. He realizes they need to leave, so he quickly returns to the car and tells Anna that they should head in the other direction since this black smoke seems extremely dangerous, spreading further. As they drive away, they catch sight of the city, and they see the black smoke trying to cover the entire town. It is slowly advancing, meaning that, eventually, the entire area will be consumed by it. The black smoke was more dangerous than they could have ever imagined, and neither of them had any idea how much harm it could cause. After this realization, they decide to drive back into the city, thinking it might be safer there. Anna then tells Freddy to stop the car immediately because she spots a restaurant she used to visit regularly. Both of them enter the restaurant, and Anna is surprised to see several people there, casually enjoying themselves. However, when she approaches them, she realizes that none of these people can see her. Anna is confused and doesn't understand what's happening. As Anna examines the restaurant more closely, she suddenly remembers that this was the same place her mother used to bring her to when she was a child. Meanwhile, Freddy is outside trying to ask passing people for help, but no one acknowledges him, as if he doesn't exist. While walking through the area, Freddy finds a carnival flyer, which he keeps as a clue. Inside the restaurant, Anna continues to wander and then notices her younger self sitting with her mother. This means that Anna has somehow slipped into a vision of her childhood. When Anna tries to touch her mother, everything around her returns to the way it was before, the people who were there disappear, and Anna and Freddy find themselves trapped in that moment. Anna tells Freddy that she's unsure if this is all real or if they're just hallucinating. Freddy has no concrete evidence to suggest otherwise, so he remains silent about it. Freddy then tells Anna that the black smoke, which is continuously advancing toward the city, will eventually cover the entire town in darkness. He calculates that it will take about 3 days for the smoke to fully engulf the city, plunging it into complete darkness. They both become very anxious and realize they need to survive. To prepare, they head to a supermarket to gather food and supplies, knowing that they need to be ready for the worst. They take the supplies for free, understanding that survival is more important than anything else in this strange situation. While gathering supplies, Anna continues to wonder whether they have both died, and whether everything they're seeing is just a vision of what happens after death. However, Freddy rejects the idea that they might be dead, saying, "I also tried to think that way in the beginning, but it can't be true. Because when we die, we don't remember anything from our old life, but here, we remember everything. That means we're not dead yet." The discussion between them continues, but then Anna suddenly recalls something very important about her hospital. She immediately tells Freddy, and they rush to the hospital where she had heard a recording in the recording area. After playing the recording, they hear the voice of a doctor saying that both of them have very little time left. The doctor mentions that they will live for 3 more days, after which their life support will be turned off. This information is a bit tricky, but both Anna and Freddy realize that the recording is referring to them. A dark reality is revealed. During the bus accident, Anna and Freddy had been severely injured, and as a result, they are now in a coma and will die within 3 days. Everything they are experiencing is happening in their subconscious minds. Freddy needs to confirm this, so he checks his heart rate. In a coma, a person's heartbeat drops significantly, and the heart's rhythm becomes almost imperceptible. After checking the reports, Freddy's suspicion is confirmed. They are indeed in a coma, and they will both die within 3 days. This explains why the black smoke will reach them in 3 days. Furthermore, neither Anna nor Freddy can see any other people while they're in the coma, confirming that they are both about to die. The realization shocks both of them to the core, and they lose hope of survival because the chances of coming out of a coma are very slim. But Anna motivates Freddy, telling him that they can still escape if they work properly, as it is possible to come out of a coma. Freddy, now slightly motivated, agrees. He says, "We have 3 days, and after that, our life support will be turned off. Before that happens, we need to wake up in the real world." With this resolve, Anna and Freddy decide to head toward the black smoke, no matter what. They feel they have no other choice. They quickly make their way to the black smoke and begin heading toward it, determined to reach the other side. For some time, they couldn't see anything, but soon enough, they spotted a large wall in front of them, with a door. Beneath the door, several keys lay scattered, and one of them could open the door. Rather than sitting idly, Freddy picked up a key and tried to open the door. However, the door didn't open because he had chosen the wrong key. Just then, Anna pointed out a large ancient stone nearby, chained tightly to the ground. They were both confused about why the stone was there. As they approached to touch it, a loud scream echoed from behind them. It wasn't the scream of a human but of a dangerous creature that was slowly getting closer to them. Anna and Freddy were terrified, and they quickly ran out of the black smoke, heading toward their car. Just as they were about to drive away, the same terrifying creature emerged from the black smoke and tried to stop their car using the chains that had bound it. Freddy sped up the car as fast as he could, escaping the creature for the moment. For now, they had managed to escape from it, so they drove to a nearby store to gather supplies. Inside the store, Anna shared her thoughts with Freddy, saying, "Maybe all of this is being created by our thoughts. The way we think, the way we bring thoughts into our minds, that's how things are shaping in this world." She mentioned that there had to be some way out of this place, and finally, they found the door to escape from the black smoke. But Freddy wasn't paying attention to her theories at that moment and was focused on collecting resources. As they continued on their journey, Freddy suddenly recognized a house. It wasn't just any house, it was his childhood home, the place he lived with his family. The house seemed to look better than he remembered, so he rushed inside. Anna and Freddy began experiencing visions, seeing younger versions of Freddy. Suddenly, Freddy's father appeared in the vision, telling the young Freddy that they would go to the carnival, which related to the carnival flyer Freddy had found earlier. Now, Freddy and Anna were aware that only 2 days remained. In desperation, Freddy quickly places Anna on a boat, hoping to escape via the water, but soon, they realize there is no way out. The black fog surrounded them on all sides, and the dangerous creature that lurked within it would definitely attack if they ventured too close. Feeling defeated, they returned to the house, sitting and waiting for their inevitable demise. Both had lost all hope, but Freddy said to Anna, "Even in this difficult situation, we should stick together. Together, we can make things right." Anna found comfort in Freddy's words, and the two began to share old memories. Anna then confided in Freddy, telling him that as a child, she had a passion for writing plays. She would write different stories and perform them on stage. However, she had stopped writing plays after a tragic incident during one of her performances. A fire broke out on stage, and her aunt was killed in the blaze. From that point on, Anna never wrote another play or performed again. Freddy, in turn, shared his childhood love for comics, which he had written with great passion. These memories brought a sense of nostalgia for both of them. With only 2 days left to survive, Freddy, while sleeping, had a vision. He suddenly woke up, as if struck with an idea. He rushed to where he had kept his childhood comics and grabbed one that he had written long ago. Excited, he showed it to Anna. As they read through it together, Freddy realized that he had written a horror story as a child that described a door with several keys. One of those keys could open the door, allowing them to escape. This was eerily similar to the door they had seen within the black smoke. Anna then recalled that in some of the plays she had written as a child, she had described similar creatures, demonic entities, and terrifying scenarios, much like the creature they had encountered in the black smoke. The realization hit them both that their childhood stories might have been somehow linked to the reality they were now facing. "Perhaps this demon came from my story, and that door is from your story. That means, after coming into a coma, their childhood thoughts have combined with each other. Now, maybe Anna and Eddie will have to complete all these things together and find a way out because within one day, their life support system will be turned off, and they will die while being stuck in a coma." Now, Anna and Eddie keep recalling a carnival. So, they go to the same place in the city. They notice that there are a lot of people around them, which was entirely a thought running through their minds. In fact, this was from the time when Anna and Eddie were young, and their parents had brought them to this carnival. So, young Anna and young Eddie were together at this place. We now see that Eddie is being bothered by many people, and his friends are also tormenting him. They make fun of him, saying that he cannot go to a haunted place. But Eddie immediately says that he can do it, just tell him the way to go there. So, all his friends take him to the haunted place. However, that place wasn't really haunted, it was a place where many wounded people were brought during World War times. Still, his friends went there with Eddie to have some fun. We also see young Anna at that carnival, who came to enjoy with her aunt and played many games. While walking on the way, Anna and Eddie suddenly bump into each other. In that brief moment, they just look at each other but don't say anything, because they didn't know each other at that time. Then suddenly, all the visions end, and Anna and Eddie are brought back to reality. They immediately notice strange noises coming toward them, not from anyone else, but from that dangerous creature. So, Anna and Eddie quickly run and hide inside their house to avoid the creature harming them. Eddie soon sees the shadow of that creature, which is extremely dangerous with huge claws and a tall stature. However, Eddie has a gun with him, and he starts firing in all directions to scare the creature away. Even though the creature gets shot, it doesn't seem to be affected. But for the time being, it leaves the area. However, as it is leaving, something else might happen. Then, Eddie noticed a key on the creature's body. It seemed like this could be the key that would open the door in the black fog. If they opened that door, they might be able to enter the real world and escape from the coma, coming back to life. So, Eddie and Anna started planning how they would take the key from the creature. It was very dangerous, but they had no choice because they only had 1 day left before their life support system would be turned off in the real world, and they would die in the coma. Eddie and Anna made a plan together that they would capture the creature no matter what. For this, they went to a supermarket and gathered a lot of explosives. Eddie even bought meat and filled it inside a mannequin to create a decoy. The plan was to trick the creature into thinking it was them, trap it, and fire explosives from above to blow it up. They set up the mannequin on a road and waited for the creature from a building above. After a while, just as they had planned, the creature with chains around its body appeared. It moved toward the mannequin to attack it. Eddie aimed and fired, but missed the shot. The creature tried to escape, but Anna grabbed the gun from Eddie and fired again. This time, her shot was perfect, and a huge explosion occurred. They thought the creature was dead, so they went down to check. But to their horror, they realized that the creature's chains were broken, and it was now free. It could go anywhere and harm anyone. Panicking, they quickly got into their car and started driving towards a church. However, they soon realized that the dangerous creature had likely followed them there. They made it inside the church, but they were both too scared to fight the creature. Anna, feeling sick, started vomiting blood, indicating that she was dying in real life as well. This was directly affecting her in the coma, and they had less than a day left to live. After that, their life support system would be turned off, and they would die both in the real world and in the coma. Now, Eddie decided that he would help Anna. Armed with a gun, he went outside to fight the creature. Although this task was extremely difficult, they had no choice but to do something to escape from this place. Eddie repeatedly told Anna to stay inside the church because the creature would attack him and try to kill him. However, despite his warnings, Anna couldn't leave him alone and went outside to protect him. After a while, when Anna stepped outside, she saw that the dangerous creature had captured Eddie. It had badly injured him and was dragging him away to eat him. Anna felt immense guilt, thinking that because she had been weak and couldn't protect Eddie, he had sacrificed himself for her safety. This thought sent Anna into a deep depression, but suddenly, she started remembering a vision from her childhood. She hurried back home, and inside, we see young Anna performing a play with her aunt. To complete the play, she had lit candles all around, creating a beautiful ambience to enjoy the performance. Young Anna performed beautifully, and as adult Anna entered the house, we saw outside that the same children who had once told little Eddie that his house was haunted were now speaking about Anna's house. Adult Anna watched these visions carefully, trying to make sense of everything. Just then, young Eddie picked up a stone and threw it at Anna's house. The stone broke the window and landed on one of the candles, causing a fire to start. The fire quickly spread, trapping Anna's aunt inside, and she died in the flames. Anna was rescued just in time, but she blamed herself for the accident and had been carrying that guilt ever since. This was the reason why she stopped performing plays. However, the adult Anna in reality realized that the fire and her aunt's death were not caused by her, but by Eddie's stone throw. She was in shock, unable to believe that it had happened this way, because all her life she had blamed herself for her aunt's death. This is why Eddie had always told Anna that something tragic must have happened to them in the past. Eddie was right, and perhaps this is why Anna's visions in the coma were filled with memories of Eddie as well. Because it was actually connected to what had happened to her in her childhood, Anna immediately went to save Eddie from the creature. She found that Eddie's condition was very bad. Eddie apologized to Anna and took his last breath in her arms. Now, right in front of Anna, the dangerous creature was approaching her to harm her. However, Anna, for some reason, was no longer afraid of the creature. In fact, this creature had been created by her guilt and fear, because she had believed that she was responsible for her aunt's death. But now, Anna knew the reality, and she wasn't afraid of the creature at all. The creature, filled with anger, began attacking Anna and injuring her. But since this was all created by her thoughts, and now that she had control over those thoughts and no longer felt any guilt, she easily defeated the creature. She killed it, took the key from around its neck, and headed toward the door inside the black fog with Eddie. Anna inserted the key into the door, but nothing happened at first. Then, she realized that in the coma, she was connected to Eddie. Therefore, both of them needed to hold the key together and insert it. Anna grabbed Eddie's hand, and together, they inserted the key, which finally opened the door. Anna quickly took Eddie through the door to the other side, and everything suddenly became normal. When Anna opened her eyes in the next moment, she found herself on a hospital bed, undergoing serious treatment. She was in shock and didn't understand if this was the real world or not. She immediately ran out of the room, and as she looked around, she saw many people in the hospital. She then went to another room to find Eddie, but there was another man there instead. At least, seeing all the people, Anna was sure that she had come out of the coma, and now she could live her life peacefully. After being discharged from the hospital, the doctors told Anna that the man named Eddie had already been discharged and would be at home. Therefore, Anna immediately went to Eddie's house, but the door was opened by his caretaker. When Anna asked about Eddie, the caretaker told her that he was in a wheelchair because after the accident, his legs were completely shattered, and he would never be able to walk again. Anna quickly went to see Eddie, and when she saw him, she was extremely happy and started crying. She hugged Eddie tightly. Anna told Eddie that they had gone through so many difficulties, but they had finally won. However, the surprising thing was that Eddie didn't remember anything. The only thing he remembered was meeting Anna on the bus, but the rest of the events were a blur to him. This deeply upset Anna. She went to speak with Eddie's caretaker, who revealed that after Eddie was brought from the hospital, he started drawing strange things in his book. This book contained mentions of a different world. When the caretaker showed Anna the drawings, she was shocked because these scenes were from the coma world, where Eddie and Anna had faced many challenges together. Although Eddie remembered those things, he didn't realize that the girl with him in those memories was Anna. Anna then explained that this girl was no one else but her. When Eddie looked at her face closely and touched it, he realized that it was indeed Anna, the one who had been with him in the coma world. Together, they had faced a dark reality and emerged into this world. Both of them were overjoyed and decided to stay together, as Anna now knew that no matter what happened, Eddie would never leave her side. And so, our story ends here.